My Bigfoot hunting adventure. When I was a young girl, my extended family and I did not live in the same states. The only time we really got to see each other was holidays at my grandparents'. My cousin Brooke and I would get extra excited because we knew a trip to Grandma's meant a potential Bigfoot hunting trip with my dad. Our most memorable Bigfoot hunting trip was spring 1994 when we were home for Easter. Everybody arrived at Grandma's that Friday night and had dinner. After dinner, the grown-ups settled in to watch TV and chat, and us kids ran to the basement to play. After a couple games of hide and seek, Brooke and I heard the grown-ups yelling out our name. We ran upstairs to see what they wanted. Dad pointed towards the TV to reveal that there had been a Bigfoot spotting. We started jumping up and down and were very excited. "Will you please take us?" we begged Dad. "If you girls run off to bed, I'll take you in the morning," he reassured us. So we giggled and ran off to bed and went fast asleep. Brooke was the first to wake up, and she excitedly woke me. We both jumped out of bed, got dressed, and ate some quick breakfast. As always, Grandma prepared our canteens with Kool-Aid. We laced up our shoes, and Dad prepared the van. As we ran out the door, Grandma handed us our canteens and binoculars. We climbed into the van, and Dad drove us through one of the fields, over the bluffs, and down along an opening at the river. We got out and climbed down to the sandbar. We started walking along the sandbar, and after a few minutes, Dad stopped and pointed off to the side. There it was, a Bigfoot print. We were very excited, but we were also pretty nervous, because what if he was watching us, or if he was there? We didn't know if he'd be nice or mean. We continued on, and we found a few more prints. We continued to get more and more excited. Then another clue. There was fish bones laying next to one of the Bigfoot prints. We were super excited because we knew that meant he must have been there eating. Dad suggested that he'd probably already had his meal and headed back into the woods, so maybe we should find another location. We agreed, and we jolted up to the van. Dad drove to the other half of the farm, back to the old farmhouse. As we came around the house, he slammed on the brakes. "What's wrong, Dad?" He looked around. "Think I just saw him." Brooke and I grabbed onto each other. "Where is he?" "Under the van, I think." "Why don't you girls get out and look and see if he's under there?" Brooke and I were too terrified, so we had to beg Dad to get out. He looked around for a minute and then pointed off to the right of the van to a big brush pile. "I'm gonna go grab one of those sticks, and then I'll look under there and see if he's under there." "Okay," we fearfully nodded. Dad jumped out, closed the door, and ran over to the brush pile. He grabbed a large stick and came towards the van. As he ducked down, we lost sight of him, and all you could hear was our hearts pounding. Then whack, whack, whack. You could hear the stick wrestling under our feet. "He's got the stick," Dad yelled. Brooke and I screamed and grabbed onto each other. Next thing we know, Dad was jumping back into the van and locking the doors. I think he got away. We asked Dad if he was okay. "Yes, but I think we better give it a rest for today and try again later. We may have made him mad." We agreed and continued to hold on to each other. Dad drove us back to Grandma's, and as soon as we pulled in, Brooke and I jumped out of the van and hurried up and ran inside to tell Grandma and the others what we had just done. This had been our best hunt ever, and we almost captured him. We could only hope that our next hunt would be this good. The end.